On behalf of United Consciousness, I welcome Ms. Aryong Choi Hantke. She has started yoga in 1996 after recovered her post-traumatic stress disorder in 2001, had established yoga into World Institute of Body and Mind. She is doing interdisciplinary research integrating communication, cultural studies, psychology and yoga therapy, aiming to resolve post-traumatic growth. She finished her PhD programs at School of Media, Songang University, Korea. She is founding member of Global Consortium on Yoga Therapy, Vice President of International Association of Integrated Therapy, and member of Asia Yoga Therapy Association. She has taught yoga therapy for the severely developed disabilities, mental disorders, prisoners, terminal cancer patients, the elderly with dementia and hemiplegia after stroke.
Namaste. Thank you so much for your helping in making me come back to this conference. It is really honor to present here, and I want to share my experience about the spirituality and dealing with the stress. As in the instruction, I was introduced. I had the post-traumatic stress disorder. It is easy to hear, but if you see that in photo, you can be how terrible it is and why I am focused. You can see why I focus on the post-traumatic growth. I think myself was reborn with the yoga therapy. This life is I'm living, but at the same time I'm dead. So if I think I am dead, in that case I don't need anything greedy. So with the very minimal things I can live, and then I can offer my love and my volunteering activities, my karma for other persons. So I will show my present PPT file. So in the beginning, you can see the candle that is Diwali festival in Korea. Among my members, like me, there are many Catholics. So regardless of religion, we've celebrated the Diwali festival. We prayed for others. We prayed for our own wishes. And next, please. Next. Yes. So for me, I call myself a karma yogi because the action is a very important concept. And as a yoga therapist and Catholic, I think that concept is similar to a cross in Catholic. So what I did, it makes me for myself for the future. I am here. It is myself is what I did before, and so sometimes when I had some task to help the weakest people at that time, I think this is a kind of a mission, like a cross given my Lord to help other people. So next, my present is based by my past, and my future, I'm already making my future by doing something. Next. Please, next. we can think what is, I ask questions, what is your stress? I made a singular form because what is your number one stress? When we want too many things, when we are greedy, we can have more stress. So what is your number one stress? Thinking of that is also a kind of practice your mind. What And who is your stressor? Always, many people do complain others or our environment, but many things caused by ourselves. We need to accept that things. So I also did that. So I will show next images. Next, yeah. So what is yoga? Yoga is yoga sujita vritti nirodha. It is easy to say, but to practice this in our everyday life, it is not easy. Every moment we experience fluctuating our mind. So controlling that is very important. Bhagavad Gita and Patanjali's Yoga Sutra focus, they are emphasized the breathing and breathing control, the pranayama. So it is simple, but I think it is essential of yoga therapy and dealing with the stress. Next. You can see the left photo. You can see a kid. She looks very sweet. She was myself when I was a child, and then when I teenagers, I became very very big. So you can see the girl in the middle of the photo from the left right photo. So at that time, I am not happy, and maybe I was greedy. I wanted to be a good university, and or I wanted to have more things. So I ate many food, and I became bigger. So from my teenagers, and when I before I start yoga, that was my image. So I never dreamed of losing weight. No. Next. I started my yoga practice in 1996. That time, my father had the illness. So to help my father, I started yoga, and unexpectedly, I could lose my weight. So it is miracle. My father also surprised at my change. So I kept going on yoga therapy, practicing yoga, but I think stress is a kind of depending on our capacity. I do yoga nowadays. I do yoga for the terminal cancer patients and the severely developmental disabilities and mental disorders. At that time, we can compare it's very easy examples. I can drink a lot of water because for me, going to the toilet is not stress, but the terminal cancer patients and the developmental disabled taking wearing the diapers, they are very careful of drinking water because it is not easy going to the toilet. So for them, the going to toilet is stress. So like that, everything is depending our own capacity. The stress or not stress can be decided by our own capacity. Next. I experienced yoga and I lost my weight. I could enter the graduate university after practicing yoga, but later I had a lot of stress. That stress is beyond my capacity. I was a kind of the sexual harassment victim. So by my professor. So at that time, I complained that to solve the problem. So I had a lot of stress. So when I entered the when I entered the main gate of my university, I saw the building where the professor and his colleagues staying were staying. At that time, my body reacted like this within 2 hours. So I couldn't. I was stayed at my parents' house, and It was really hard to see myself, my body. I was shocked at that time. I needed to take the sleeping pills, and I thought, how can I live with this body? I cannot go out, and and my body lost physical power too. So I couldn't. It was very difficult to lift up the spoon and chopsticks. So at that time, I cannot do any yoga asanas. I just lying down on, I'm just lying down on, I can do, the only thing was breathing. So, and with breathing, I could recovered my power, and I cannot explain that things. I just do breathing. That is only thing for me to do. So gradually I gained power, and then I could go out and I take a walk, and outside in the woods, I tried breathing and I come back home and then I recovered. That experience was really, really important for me. And when I do yoga for other people, so I try to share that things. So next image. Next things. Okay. Next things, there is image for the patients. Next things. Next. Okay, here is terminal cancer patients at the hospice centers. I saw them. I have breathing with them. So at that time, their breathing itself is very, very precious and pure, and their breathing is going between life and death. So I could feel the spirit from them. So I use these photos, so not just to show it to you. I feel they are there. They are still with me. So because of that, I do yoga for other people. Can you show me 2 more photos? Next. Okay, next. Okay. Here you can see they are developmental disabled. Someone cannot speak a word, cannot make a sound, but through yoga they can smile, they can sit the better pose. So from them I can feel their spirit. Their spirit is very pure. I could communicate. I can feel that I am communicating with them. So sometimes spirituality is belong to some masters, but when they cannot talk, when they cannot explain, and they have the weakest body, they have spirit. We can feel that. The feeling their spirits makes me keep going on my yoga programs, yoga therapy. So breathing, as the Bhagavad Gita and Yoga Sutra emphasized, is a best way and essence of the dealing with your stress. Okay, thank you. This is my talk.
Thank you very much, Arongji, and it was very experiential talk that you did, and I felt moved while listening to it. I'm sure that many of the audience must have understood that what is the power of spirituality and yoga, that how does it bring you back from ashes to the life and to start contributing into others' life also. Very much inspired. Arongji, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you. Namaste.
On behalf of United Consciousness, I thank Miss Aryong Choi Hantke coming onto the platform of United Consciousness. Thank you so much.